Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, Axel Scratch here, and I decided to play a different game. You know how I played that Ren'Py game before? Well, I'm going to be playing sort of another Ren'Py kind of game named Katawa Shoujo. I just put in Google what is the best Ren'Py game, and I got a lot of suggestions for Katawa Shoujo. Apparently this game has some adult stuff in it. If I get the chance to, I'm going to censor it. There is a way to disable it, but you know what? Let's just keep it in, I'll edit it later. So, if you looked at the beginning, I was just looking at the options, so we'll just, dive right in. Let's just start. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a beautiful retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. I have to say, the writing's pretty good. It's a little bit different than the other Ren'Py game I featured on my channel, so let's go in. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. And yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as clichés go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. The snow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hi, Hisao? You came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognized the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I felt my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I have listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than a eavesdropper to a conversation. I turned to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart began to race. I'm not going to say any of these names. I won't be able to pronounce them correctly. I believe someone in the comments is going to be like, "You said it the wrong way! Dislike, unsubscribe!" and all that, but... okay, just bear with me, guys. Awanaka? Awanako. Sorry, Awanako? I got the note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it! I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yeah, it was pretty pathetic. You're like, it was you? Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. So glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. I'm liking the music. It's really... Do. Ow, ow. Ow, ow. My heart is pounding now, as if it was trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. That is one kinky heart. So, here we are, out in the cold. Okay, the talk about his heart kind of reminds me of Adventure Time for some reason. I don't know why. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The I can't pronounce anything today. Noise is music to my ears. Awanako flinches over some soft ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine. She lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. Ow, ow. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I want to know if you'd go out with me. I stand there motionless, save for my pondering heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? So is it Hisao or Hisao or I don't know. You guys tell me. Well, I don't know how you're gonna tell me in the comments, but try your best. Is it like H-E-E Sao or H-I, like High Sao or something like that? Just tell me in the comments if you know. I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends a spike of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao? My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. Get it together, man! Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky. Awanako runs towards me, all these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Awanako screaming for help, and an incessant clatter of branches above. I knew it was that word, I just felt like I was going to pronounce it wrong. Ooh. Four Leaf Studios presents Katawa Shoujo. Well, it's pretty good so far. I like it. Inspiration, Rada. Writing, Anonymous22, or other names you can read, pause. Editing, Kagami, and other names. Music, there's two people. This cutscene is beautiful. Like, seriously, it feels like I'm watching an actual anime. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I know this looks like an anime, but this is going beyond for me. I have not seen like a full-on cutscene before that looks like an anime. Like, not many people do take that dedication to put that in their game. And to put the music as well. This music is beautiful. I have to say, this is a really good game so far. The clock is ticking. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Oh, I get. Yeah, the signs of a heart attack. I understand. Yeah, that was shortness of breath, heart beating fast, stuff like that. Yeah, this is like the signs of a heart attack. Apparently, it was so shocking to him, or maybe. Oh yeah, the pain in his arm as well. Yeah, I heard it from my health teacher about that. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole while, I was probably counting the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arthemia. After this, I'm going to search what that means. A strange word, a foreign alien one. Or maybe it's going to tell me. Hopefully it does, so I can actually get up into pace, because I don't know every single medical term, so... One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It's fatal. Okay. That makes sense. Thank you for telling me. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages? See, I can't pronounce every single medical whatever term. Sorry. A piece. I speak the language, but I don't speak it fluently enough. I speak it fluently, but I don't, know every single word. I am so terribly sorry. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. That's some dedicated parents. That's some good... Well, I wouldn't say the best of parenting because you wouldn't have a house and you just pay it to have your son cured of the illness. But that's showing that these parents really care about their son. So I have to say, thumbs up, double thumbs up to the parents. Of course, there isn't a cure. Well, that sucks. It's like that mysterious illness that I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for this, but I don't remember the name of the girl from Clanad, the main character. I forgot her name, but she had a mysterious illness and her daughter got it too. I cried from the anime and I was like, ah! But I haven't seen it for so long, I gotta watch it over again. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the testaments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards of flowers was because sending me the sympathy had been turned into a class project. Oh, that's sad. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. That's really sad. If I got the chance when I had a classmate that was really sick and in the hospital, and it was if I got the chance, I would go over and give flowers or something. If I knew which hospital or something, because they're hurting. That's pretty sad for him. Iwanaka was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on the snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. Doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that these surgeries had left on my chest slowly change into its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism from my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly hard to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred it into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot. Oh, excuse me. And the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. The music sharply rose there. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I have last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's a switch rule the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to me. He looks at me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Sal. How are you today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Was there like a... Dude, that's a lot. Ow. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and dosages. Contraindications and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it, attempting to only make me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day? I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, so we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew fully well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least, not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So, I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. There's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I... It has a 24-hour 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree in independence while keeping help nearby. Independence is a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father is right. And many of the graduates of the school have gone to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway. But no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all of this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to have just resigned myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like.